back with a one amazing tutorial. And after a long break, I've decided to do the tutorials again, and here I am. So the topic of discussion for today will be, I will be continuing with solving the exercise of in Kotlin, right? So I'm like, my main plan of this tutorial is to teach you all the important concepts of Kotlin. So without wasting any time, guys, let's go right to solving the exercises. So the topic of this discussion for today will be exceptions. So what are exceptions, guys? So if you want to really understand much in depth and in detail of exceptions, as the word suggests, exceptions means like exceptions with something. You write a code and there is some error, and this is called exceptions actually. So if you click on this link, you can find the in-depth discussion of what is exception. So word exception is used in the same sense as the phrase I take exceptions to that, right? So what is the exception? So that means I disagree with the thing. So right, so there is a code that you write and the code disagree, I mean the compiler, you write a code, right, and the compiler disagrees with the code that you write. So it says that, oh, it's incorrect. So you have to be careful with this. So this is what exception is all about, right? So let's try to understand it much in detail. So so exception condition prevents the continuation of a current function or a scope. So whatever you are writing, just let's check the example here. Okay, let me just move it pretty much here so that we can also pretty much understand. So exception condition prevents the continuation of the current function or scope. At the point the problem occurs, you might not know what to do with it, but you cannot continue within the current context, right? So you don't have any enough information to fix this problem, so you must stop and hand the problem to the another context that's able to take the appropriate action, right? So and to understand much in detail, so here we have these examples. Like, so if you go and check out the examples, the first example, if you see this, like if I uncomment this code and if I run this, obviously it's gonna throw the exception, because you know what it's trying to do, it's trying to convert this string to an integer, and it says that the normal format exception for input string. So for input string, this you cannot convert to the int, right? So this is what exception is about. The compiler is just disagreeing with the code that you are writing. So that's the main concept, guys, about exception. So it's like the compiler doesn't like the code that you're writing. So right, so yeah, just let's comment this line, that's it. So and okay, so that's it, guys. So okay, so what are the other concepts? The other concepts that I want to discuss is like there is some interesting library functions, like the extension function that this actually this they have created here to pretty much in order to, like, you know, like in order to remove, like, you know, commenting and discommenting the line. So they have written some important like kind of a extension function like capture, so which will pretty much like capture if there is an exception and pretty much compare the exception with this sorry guys, compare the exception with this proper exception message, and that's it, guys. So it's pretty much like, you know, if I run this, what it's gonna do is like it's gonna check if this code is like it's throwing an exception, and if it is equal to this one, then it will just pretty much show you the error message. That's it. Okay, so this will pretty much try and catch the exception and just throw like send you the error message. Okay, but the program is still running, I mean, like, it's not crashing, right? That's the main concept here. So yeah, you can just go through the examples here, and yeah, like exceptions can occur in different scenarios, right? For example, Yeah, like also there is also another interesting things like that I want to understand is in the like there is also another strategy you can do is like you can pretty much return or null, you know. So another strategy when you cannot successfully produce the accepted result is to return null. So pretty much what is the another strategy to handle the exception is like just returning null, you know, which is a special constant donating no value. So you can return null instead of a value of any type. Later in the non nullable types we discuss the way, okay, so we will discuss this in later concept, but there is also another strategy how to handle the concept. So one was like using this extension function capture, but this is like pretty much with the library that we have written here. It's pretty much local, right? So it's not it's the like an extension function that we have written here, so pretty much to handle the exception in a nice way. So the next way is also you can use this concept of say, providing null, like if this is convert to int, otherwise like just if there is an exception then just send a null, right? Okay, so guys, like exceptions can occur in different scenarios. Like if you try to figure out, like, you know, if you are if we are dividing by 0, obviously there is a exception occurring here, right, with this. So arithmetic exception, you cannot divide by 0, right? So this is another example. And like okay, so you can also pretty much handle this exception. When you have an exception you can pretty much return null. Okay, also this is another way of handling exceptions. And with exceptions sign, or you can also pretty much handle using the exceptions, right? Using this extension function capture that we have written here locally. Okay, so that's it guys. So now without any wasting any time guys, so this is all about exceptions. You can just pretty much read this blog if you want to understand more in depth. I will be now solving some of the exercises which is be pretty helpful for you guys to understand much better. So now let's rock and roll with solving the exercises. So what it says, the first exercise says is displays the console all the following strings that cannot be converted to double, that is those where an attempt to convert it throws an exception. So to check this, what we do is pretty much I will try to convert this string 12 to double, right? Yeah, I will try to pretty much try to do it with everyone. 1.2, so I will try to do 1 comma 2, and I will try to do 1.2 point e 0, sorry guys, 0. Sorry, I just did it more extremely. I have to do it. Okay, I think this is 1. Sorry guys, this is more of a pain here, like okay, here is the third one. Okay, so guys, and that's the 10th one. And that's after this there will be like 12.3e. Sorry guys, there is already a mistake here. 3e 10, right? And what else, like 1.2 e minus 1, and finally minus 10. So now I will pretty much run this all these things. Okay, let's see which of the this code will throw me the exception. So the code that throws me the exception is this one. So it's like this 1 comma 2, you cannot convert 1 comma 2 to a double, obviously, because there is a comma there, right? So it becomes a string. So the answer will be this 1 comma 2 is can't be converted to double, right? So let's check it guys if the solution is correct. incorrect because to double for input string 1 comma 2. Okay. Think it's check it, guys. I don't know why it's just giving me a blunder mistake, guys. Okay, maybe I'm trying to, yeah, I made a mistake here, guys. I made a mistake here. There is a mistake. There is a mistake here, guys. So let me check the exercise right now. There might be some more mistakes here. 12 3 10 12e 10 te3. Let me run it again, guys. Okay, still I have this one, right? Okay, so the main problem is like, okay, sorry, like I have to pretty much comment this, right? And now check it here again. Okay, so now it's correct because actually it was throwing the exception when I was just trying to run the test. Okay, so now this is solved, guys. So now let's go to the another exercise. It says write a function called abort that takes a string parameter s, okay, and throws a plain exception object passing the abort argument to the exception constraint. In main, call the abort with the argument of stop and use capture to verify it. So how to use the capture, guys? So I will just pretty much explain here. So you pretty much use the capture to capture the exception while you run this function, and I pass stop as argument, as you can see here in the description, like with an argument stop, and use capture to verify it. So I just pretty much verify with the equal sign. Okay, pretty much it should have an exception of a stop, right? So what I have to do is write a function called abort and takes a string parameter, then throws a plain exception object. So it has to throw a plain exception object, so passing the value as a string here, this parameter. Okay, so now pretty much I think this is okay. So now let's check it if it is the answer. It's Java lang exception. Expect text to throw a instance of Java lang exception. Exception. Okay, actually this exercise are pretty crazy exercises because like let's check it why it's like trying to okay. Yeah, actually the problem was here, right, guys? I forgot to miss this throw keyword. So now let's check it. I think it's gonna work because obviously, yeah. So now let's go to the next exercise, guys. So now let's implement a function named repeat char, and that takes a parameter ch, the character to be repeated, and the number of times to repeat it, and returns the string consisting of ch repeated n times. The function throws a illegal argument exception if n is negative. The exception message should be count n must be negative, what was x, where x is replaced with the value of n. So okay, guys, so what we have to do is implement a function named repeat char. So what we have to do is we have to do this one, okay, that takes a parameter ch obviously, and n is the number of times to repeat it, and returns a string. So it has to return a string obviously. So consisting of CS number, the function throws a illegal action if n is negative. So the first thing is like, if n is negative, that is less than 0, then you have to pretty much throw sorry throw a illegal argument exception, and the message it has to throw is count n must be non-negative, right? Bot was n. Okay, so this is the message that you have to throw. Okay, so now actually we have to return a string consist of ch repeated characters repeated n times. So val is a result. Okay, so the result, let's put it as this one, and then we have to throw we have to repeat it n times, right? So how can we repeat it? We can use a pretty much this repeat extension function. We repeat it n times, and what we have to repeat is we result plus the character, right? Sorry, it should be a val, because that must be mutable, and then pretty much we have to return the result, right? So this is what it should be done, I think. And actually this is pretty much handy functions repeat. As you can see here, it's like it will repeat you repeat the times, okay, the action. Okay guys, so pretty much let's check it guys, the exercise, if we are okay. Otherwise like we will fight. Okay, hallelujah guys. So finally this is the correct one. Okay, so we are done with this one. So now let's do the final exercise. It says that mastering the IDE, the integrated development environment that we're working using the analyze stack trace. So you can automatically navigate to the line where the exception was thrown by clicking into the stack trace. So let's run this task. Let's comment this. So now if I run this, there will be exception. Okay, so and what it says is like you can also actually navigate to the pretty much the line where the exception is. Like if you click here, you pretty much navigate to the line where something was wrong, right? So you can pretty much navigate like this, first this was called, like, this is like the stack. So this is stack trace. So actually at the end this was called, but before that this was called, before that this was called. So this was called at the beginning. Okay, so beginning, after that this was called, then after that finally this was called. So exception was thrown here, right? So that's how this is the stack. It's like stack, like a kind of a first in first out, right? Not first in first out, like it's like first in, last in first out, right? Kind of a thing, situations, LIFO. So that's it guys. And now you can also analyze the stack trace copy from like using the stack trace. So let's do run the action. Let's control C a command. So analyze stack trace, and you can pretty much analyze also here actually, and call action by analyze stack trace action. That's it guys. So finally we are done with the exception guys. I hope I was able to teach you something new guys. So if you like really enjoy such kind of content, please consider subscribing, so that it will help me, so that it will keep me on track, so I will be keeping up with more exercise, because I'm planning to do a lot of more exercises here about list and all these concepts, and there are more still coming. So please like consider subscribing it, and I'm gonna wrap up everything. about this video, and just chill out, guys. See you later, catch you later, and enjoy. And until the next one, and thank you for watching, and bye bye.